So this first piece my name is Benjamin Gorman. I'm an author and a publisher at Outpipe Publishing, and a public school teacher. And this first piece I'm going to read comes from a YA novel, Corporate High School, that is set in nearly 100 years in the future at a high school. But the high school is a corporate high school in a world where a single corporation has taken over the entire world. And our protagonist is somebody who is very different from me. She is female, she is 17, she is black, she's not me at all, and so you have to kind of hear that voice. But she is going to be starting at a new school the next day. She and her father have had to move across the country because her mother has been put in what is essentially a debtor's prison for not being able to pay the corporate credit card bills. So she's very nervous about the next day of school. Okay, I think I've got my outfit picked out. It's a lot harder for girls than for guys. It's 2114, so you'd think we'd be past that kind of sexism, but it's still there. When guys go clothes shopping, Corpmart basically gives them 3 choices of looks. They can get sports clothes, hunting clothes, and rock and roll clothes. The sports clothes are sweatpants or athletic shorts and t-shirts with the logos of sports teams on them. The hunting clothes are camo jeans and camo shirts, or t-shirts with pictures of animals on them. The rock and roll clothes are black or blue jeans and t-shirts with the logos of bands on them. Those are the options. Guys can be jocks or hunters or musicians. If they want to be interesting, they can mix and match. Their outfits can say, I like this band, but my camo pants tell you I'm a really aggressive fan. Or, these sweatpants tell you I like sports, but the animals on my shirt tell you I mostly play hunting video games. Or, I'm wearing this team shirt because I like to watch football on TV, but these baggy jeans tell you I'm a cool, casual fan. There may be 9 other combinations, but that's basically it. Girls' clothes are so much more difficult because even though the corporation wants to put us into 3 groups, they all get complicated by the sizes we can buy. The young women's department has clothes for girls who want to look sexy fashionable, sexy athletic, and not sexy religious. But if you want to mix and match those, there are millions of messages you can send. Plus, it's totally okay for a girl to buy stuff in the young men's department, but if a guy does that, even in 2114, people are still not cool with that. I don't think it's homophobia as much as a kind of horrified reaction that a guy doesn't want to fit in. But if a girl goes into the young men's department, it's like she's just looking for a new way to fit in, and people are okay with that, which is unfair. It also means girls have even more choices to make when they are trying to decide what kind of messages to send. Like, if I got boys' jeans that were really loose, that could mean I'm really casual about things, or it could mean I'm trying to rebel against gender stereotypes, or maybe that I like video games and don't play sports. If I paired them with a tight athletic top over a sports bra, it could mean I'm athletic, but also really conservative, and I'm hiding some tight athletic shorts underneath. Or it could mean that I'm athletic, but I'm interested in guys who aren't, or a dozen other things. Or I could get really tight white jeans in the sexy fashionable part of the young women's section, and then pair them with a loose rock and roll t-shirt from the young men's section, and that could mean I'm on the cutting edge of fashion, and I'm artistic, or that I'm a band groupie turbo slut, or if it's a Christian band, that I'm one of those sexy for Jesus girls, and the white is a sign of purity, and the tight is a sign of sexy. Of course, white jeans would also send a message that I'm the kind of girl who never spills anything and doesn't ever feel nervous about getting her period, and that is definitely not me because I'm anxious about everything all the time, which is why I don't own any white jeans. So here's what I pick. For a top, I'm going to wear a t-shirt from a band from Illinois. The band is called Go Go Dr. Claw, a reference to a cartoon show from the last century that I've never seen before. But the shirt is black and tight, but not too tight, with a little cut at the neckline that's long but not too long, so it hints at the cleavage I don't really have, but doesn't actually show that I don't have any. Besides the cut, I like the shirt because it's rock and roll, but they don't have it at Corpmart, which pretty much sums up my taste in music. For pants, I'm wearing these black and gray camo cargos that are too big for me. I'm skinny, so they ride low on my hips, showing off my best feature, my waistline, and hiding the fact that I don't have much in the way of hips or ass. Plus, because they're so loose, it might look like I'm the kind of person who doesn't really care what she wears and just grabbed something crumpled up next to the bed she rolled out of in the morning. I would like to pretend to be her, rather than the person who spent more than an hour trying to figure out what to wear tomorrow. Come to think of it, I'm going to throw them in a pile next to my bed right now so they have the right wrinkles and not the ones from the suitcase. Probably no one would notice that, but I would spend all day imagining that they were all noticing. Done. Balled up and crumpled on the far side of one of the hotel room's beds. I have to share a room with my dad until he gets us an apartment, and that could take a few days. He wouldn't like me tossing my clothes on the floor. He'd probably accept it if I explained why, or he'd grumble about how crazy teenage girls are and let me leave them there, but it's not worth trying to explain it. It's better if he just doesn't notice them. The most important part of the outfit is the part no one will see. It's the necklace that Selena gave me. She's my best friend in Illinois. They have a machine at Corkmart that will print military-style dog tags with whatever you want on them. She got me one that says, "Love you, hermanita negrita, Selena." That's what she has called me since we became friends in the first grade because I have dark skin and she speaks Spanish. Selena's fourth-generation American, or as she likes to say, my people came here as illegal immigrants back when Americans were treating illegal immigrants like shit, back before Americans were illegal immigrants in Canada. That's how she talks. I miss her. It's only been a couple of days, but I wish she were here so bad. I wish she could go to the new school with me tomorrow. She'd protect me. She's shorter than I am now, but she's so ballsy that if anybody looked at me sideways, she'd get right up in their face and use every word on the corporate high school's forbidden word list in 2 languages. And it's a long list of words. Instead, if anybody looks at me sideways, I'll just touch the necklace and know she's got my back. Maybe that will give me a little bit of courage. Right now, I need it.